have a recording and I know what that recording is going to look like. So, anyway, so I did this last year with how I built it, and like I doubled my downloads. So, things were pretty good there.
Yeah, excellent.
All right, so I am going to. Can I pin myself as the speaker? Yeah. All right, cool. Because I also, since I'm recording this in Ecamm Live, I'm going to do like my virtual camera. Wee. And then like not actually do this view.
I think there's a lot of
Yeah, lots of stuff going on. Cool. So Renee, as you have any questions, or you future person watching the recording, feel free to ask questions in the comments. Renee, feel free to ask questions as they come to you. And we'll keep it that way. So what am I looking for? This one right here. So again, I'm not going to go through this whole presentation because this is like this was the webinar, and that's available in the playbook. But there's a couple of things I want to just refresh, do like a refresher on. One is what are podcast swaps. Swaps is actually, I think I use this term as the general term, but there's also like the specific kind of swap thing. So it's a strategy to get your show in front of other audiences with the goal of getting more listeners. There are 4 types of swaps as far as I'm concerned. There's like the actual swaps where you and a host say, hey, this is actually called a podcast promo swap, right? So we're trading promos. Renee, you and I might say like, hey, we kind of have similar audiences. Why don't I give you like a few talking points about my podcast? You give me a few talking points about your podcast, and then we will read those on our podcasts, probably at like the beginning. That's like a good like pre-roll thing to do. Feed drops is where you drop a full episode of someone else's podcast in your podcast feed. This could be either on an off day, or it could be it like replacing a different episode. So one thing I'm going to do soon is I was on Justin Moore's Creator Wizard podcast. It's relatively new, but I'm going to drop that episode in the How I Built It feed so that more people can discover that show. And that was a really fun episode to do, or a really fun podcast to do. Interview exchange, where you and a podcast host agree to interview each other. And then crossover episodes, where you and a podcast host get together, record one episode, and then you do like the bumpers separately. You basically just make the content, and then you can add like the intro, the outro, your own ads in there, and release it on your feed. And the idea is that for both interview exchange and crossover episodes, the new audience is getting a lot of time with you, and so they're more likely to trust you and want to subscribe to your podcast. The other thing that you can do, and we can cover this throughout the cohort if you want, because it's like similar. There's just no reciprocity, is reaching out to podcasts to be interviewed on, right? So instead of saying like, hey, I have this podcast, can we do a podcast swap? Just be like, hey, I think, I'd love to be a guest on your podcast, sort of thing. I do find the reciprocity stuff generally works a little bit better, though. In when I was doing like the outreach a while back, there were a couple of shows where I didn't particularly feel like it was a good fit for my audience, but I thought I could be a good fit for their audience. And so I did get interviews like on those shows. Podcast swaps, again, this is going to be like a host read ad spot, have a clear URL or call to action. Most of the time it's going to be like, if you want to listen to this podcast, subscribe in whatever app you're listening to now. And so there are 4 places I think that you can find podcast swaps. And this is going to be, this will be like kind of what I'm showing you today, during this time is I'll be actually like going through some of these places and marking down, shows that I'm going to reach out to. So Tink Media's podcast swap list, they're actually updating this and cleaning this up because it's about a year old at this point. and there are a lot of podcasts that are either defunct or or whatever. But this is still a good resource, and it's going to get better in the next couple of days. Apple Podcasts is a good place to look. I probably won't do the community Discord one today, but actually I can show you that. I don't usually do Discord because it scares and confuses me. But there's the podcast community, and there's a channel in here called Swaps and Collabs, and so people will generally post, that they're looking for. Well, I don't see a lot right now. Looking for someone who knows fitness. So people looking for guests are here, or just people looking for swaps. What's that?
Is it like Slack?
Discord, yes.
Okay.
Discord, the main difference between Discord and Slack is first of all, there's one account, and then you can join a bunch of communities. And then there are a lot more community friendly features. So you can force the acceptance of rules. You can more easily ban people. There's more privacy settings. So people who are doing more community based stuff versus workspace communication.
Okay.
Discord's also free, I think. They charge the end user if they want to soup up their profile more, I guess, for power users. But with Slack, you get charged per user or whatever. So and that's, I think, a lot of community people went to Discord, but I'm still an old man, so
yes, I hear more about it. I'm like, what is this? I feel the same way. What is this Discord thing?
Yeah, I don't know how to do my tabs. Okay, here we go. Okay, great. So yeah, lots of people use it. This one is cool because the person who runs it, Ariel Nissimblatt, actually has a newsletter called Dispatches from the Discord, where every Friday she just highlights the stuff going on in the Discord.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's pretty neat. I've seen a couple of people do that where they'll highlight interesting conversations in their newsletter from their Discord, which is pretty smart. But there's the Swaps collab here. I would say unless you're really paying attention to this, unless you're checking this Discord every day or every couple of days, you might have a hard time finding, instead of having sift through all of these messages. The other thing is there's replies and then there's threads, and I don't really understand the difference between the two.
Yeah, wait, what? I thought it was the same. Okay.
Yeah, no, they're different. And I don't really understand. So there's threads in this channel, pod guests. So I don't know if there's looking for queer folk to come on my podcast. So this is someone looking for podcast guests. I don't, again, replies and threads are different, and I don't know how. Anyway, Discord scares me. But if you're a Discord power user, this is a good place for you. And then there are some niche podcast directories that I'll show. So I think that's the main overview. I have the links here. I think these links are already part of the other video. The other thing I want to point out, right, is Tink Media and Discord make the finding the contact stuff super easy, because Tink Media actually lists the email address. People opt into that, obviously, and with Discord, you're directly connected to the person, so you just message them. Otherwise, you'll have to look for an email address on other directories or look up the host on LinkedIn or other social media. And then this is my pitch. I can include this text, but I basically say hi, my name is Joe Casabona. I found this podcast through however I found it. My show name is similar to yours. I was wondering if you'd be up for, and then whatever they'd be up for, right? So for some people, I said guest or feed swap. For some people, I just said a promo swap. And then I give them the rundown on my show. If I did want to be a guest, I would give them some topics to cover, right? So I'll definitely do that again for this pitch. But this is the kind of general template that I used for the outreach, and then and then in this talk I highlighted like the important stuff. And then I tracked outreach in an Airtable. You can track outreach however you feel is best for you. I will probably continue to use Airtable. But again, the easy thing here, right, is that the Tink Media database is already in Airtable, and so I just made some quick modifications to it. So that's probably that'll be what I do today. I know I went through that kind of quickly. Are there any questions about that before I get into the actual like process of doing the outreach? Cool. All right. So I am going to do this. Put my head in the bottom left as long as it makes sense so that you can see more of it. And then maybe I'll like shrink myself a little bit here. Oh boy, that is unpleasant. Wee. Okay. That was not fun. And I think it's going to show up on like both recordings. Anyway. Okay, so the first thing I'll do is head on over to the Tink Media database. All right, so at this site again, like we have the Airtable, and so if I view the larger version, it'll take me here. I think I'm like super zoomed in. I am, and then I thought there was maybe you have to be logged in, but there's a way to copy this. I think. Sign up. I am signed up. I'm an Airtable user. Maybe they stopped that. Like maybe I wonder. I got like some spam from people, but there used to be a way to like grab this and copy it into your own Airtable. Oh, it's a shame that you can't do that anymore. Can I do that? View controls. What if I just...
So the picture's a little bit pixely, and I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's my...
Oh, like what you're seeing is pixely?
Yeah, I'm seeing you. Yeah, it's a little bit pixely.
Oh, I know exactly why. I'll stop sharing my screen for a minute.
I thought it was maybe my internet speed, but...
No, it is because I live streamed to Ecamm Live yesterday. And I'm sorry, I live streamed with Ecamm Live to LinkedIn yesterday. And they require a quality of 1080p.
So I see two.
All right, so I'm gonna actually
like you
pause
on the
this.
side, but then you like kind of
Yeah.
on the bottom a little bit, but it's okay. Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
So did you put yourself on this list? Like, how do people get on this list?
Yeah, that's a great question. So if we was that in Chrome where I was? Yeah, so you can submit your show with this button here.
Oh, cool.
Which, because like magic of Zoom. Here we go. Okay. That's probably better for you. I just changed me to just me.
Okay.
I'm using Ecamm Live as the virtual camera because I think like it looks nicer in general on the calls, but I'm guessing like because I'm also recording an Ecamm Live, like something weird is happening. Anywho, so there's the link. I'm like slightly bummed. I'm not gonna like get into the weeds on this, but I'm slightly bummed that I can't copy this into my Airtable anymore.
Yeah, why does it say sign up? Like, what's up with that?
I'm willing to bet it's because well, I wonder if I could just copy this link, go into Airtable, create so I do have this. So I'm actually going to delete this. I can't do that. I can't like bring myself to do
I
it.
was like, wait, why would you do it?
Um,
Don't do it.
import from Airtable base. Doesn't allow data to be synced. Yeah.
Okay, so they changed it.
They changed it probably to prevent spam. Like that makes sense. So what I'll actually do here is take this, and there's all the same data as well as the people I reached out to already. So what I'll do is just delete this last set of rows here. And then I will oh, there's probably a lot more actually. Yeah, so many. So group by group by bad fit. Nope, group by reached out is what I want.
So you had copied this at one point and added your own column for like good or bad fit.
Yeah. Yeah. Good or bad fit and reached out.
Okay.
Yeah, so now like all the reached outs are down here at the bottom. I also like color coded them. So now I can delete all of these, and then I will ungroup. I guess this is like a pseudo lesson in Air. Do you use Airtable, Renee? No, you use Notion.
I can use it enough
Okay.
that I can get around. I have a database background, but
Oh, nice.
I dig it.
Me too. I mean, you know. Yeah, I this is like the main reason I love Airtable is because it like really groks with my head for
Yeah, it's so much more robust. Like even like Google Sheets is so limited in comparison to like other things, that people are using.
yes, yeah.
So this is nice. You can, yeah, really twist it and turn it and group it.
Yes. Okay, so my plan has changed quite a bit here. Because usually what I would do is just import this and then just like kind of scroll through all of them and see what strikes me. And I guess I could still do that. But I'm going to filter show description to see if it contains the word podcasters or podcaster. Because I want to promote my show, The Profitable Podcaster. And so I want to look for podcasts that also target podcasters. So daily news podcast. Yeah, the CityCast ones don't work. Creator Hub, digital brand focused on educating. So this one probably looks good. So the first thing I'll do is open this link and see if they've actually published any new episodes, which they did like 2 days ago, 10 days ago. Whoops, I forgot what day it was.
I didn't think anything of it.
Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, it's like March 3rd. It is March 9th. Great. So I'm going to, what I'll do, because again, I have like a nifty like outreach system thingy. Copy this email address. So this is also pretty clever, right? This is just like so people can't wholesale.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. All right. So I'm going to forget what I'm doing.
And you can't look at it in like the list view and like copy some rows. Like, yeah, I really want to copy some rows
Oh yeah, I wonder if you. Oh, you probably can't
because you
customize
can't really get
cards.
to the
Yeah,
to any of
because you
the
can't see
data.
the. Yeah,
See.
yeah. I'm gonna guess that it's because like people are dicks and like ruin this. Because again, like a bunch of people reach out to me and they're like, "Hey, I found you via the Tink Media database. Do you want to buy my thing?" And I'm like, it specifically says don't spam people. Like, what are you doing? So, I suspect like they did this to help,
Mm-hmm.
combat that. So yeah, we'll do it the old manual way for now.
How often does the database change? Do you know? Like, is it like a weekly thing or?
I don't know. Um, I don't know. No, actually, I better read this because this is like tagged with POC, which I think is people of color, um, podcasters, YouTubers, and power creators. So I want to make sure that like I'm not going to be like a white dude like being like, hey, talk about me.
Mhm.
Um, if like they don't want to talk about white dudes or whatever.
Mhm.
Okay, so I can also so because I can't copy that, I can get rid of some of these fields. Um, contact name.
So do you think that like how often would you do this? So knowing what you know now, how often would you go in here? Like quarterly maybe?
Yeah, I think like quarterly is probably good. Um, it depends. Like if maybe if I see a dip in maybe if I see a dip in downloads or something like that, I might do it. But yeah, quarterly sounds good to me. And maybe what I'll do for you and people in the playbook is like copy so at least you have the fields, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like the opportunity interest so that you can at least like use this as a starting point.
That's cool.
Um, and I guess I'll change this now to podcast outreach tracker. Okay, so Creator Hub sounds like a good one.
Do
Any
you have a
pod?
pro version of Airtable?
What's that?
Do you have like a paid or pro version of Airtable?
I do. Yeah. It's like such an integral part of my workflow. Now, funnily, I was paying for my VA to also be a like pro member or whatever, and and then Brian Richards, you know Brian Richards, right?
Well, I know of him.
Well, he pointed out like that they have this free plan where you can add a creator for like if you have the paid plan and you want to add like somebody with like edit level access,
Mm-hmm.
you have to pay the same amount that you pay for yourself for them.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a free plan, you can give somebody with edit level access. You can get somebody with edit level access for free.
Nice.
Yeah, and because Airtable charges like by workspace and not by account, I just have an operations workspace that's on the
Mm-hmm.
free plan that I added my VA to. It's
Nice.
it's bonkers. Like it doesn't make any sense. What they should
Of
just
course.
do is like give you one editor for free on the paid plans. But like they want you to upgrade and like pay for all those people. But like this is a really obvious and weird workaround. Um
Yeah, it's so weird that it says pro plan and then free plan. Like,
yeah,
that's
and that's
weird.
because like you can have as many workspaces as you want.
Mm-hmm.
Um and then the paid stuff is based uh on the workspace. So like I'm on the pro plan. So I had two billable collaborators for this. Even though my VA only had access to like two of the bases in the workspace,
Mm-hmm.
which is why I created the operations plan, which is free and now my VA is has full access to those
Yeah,
uh
nice.
to those tables. So she doesn't have access to the how I built it one, which is like a little bit of a pain because I'm keeping that here because like I have so many different like views and things like that.
Mhm.
Um, but I have an automation that fixes some of the status stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah. Um, anywho, so
Yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
like I absolutely pay for Airtable. I need it for the love of the pod. For the love of pod. Oh, I get it. Like for the love of God. Um, so you can become. This is perfect, right? This is my perfect niche. ohmypod.com. 18 episodes. When was this one published?
Yeah, so how do you find out? Are you like inspecting the page or like
Yeah, I
looking for
well,
like
this is less than desirable for non-techie people, right? But yeah, I the way I would do it is view source and look for the published date. Um date published 2/8. Well, I don't know if this is. Oh, this is
Well, 2022 either way.
yeah, August. Right, it's either August or February, depending
So are
on their
you
date
looking
format.
at like what would be okay? Like the past month that they've published an
I
episode
would say the
or
past 90 days.
90 days? Okay.
And that's most. Oh, okay. So here's how I would do it. Right, listen on Apple Podcasts. Right, this will.
Oh, and then look. Okay.
Yeah, and then I could see because Apple Podcast does date.
Okay.
Um,
How do you like see that people, I mean, how often do you see that people drop off? And is this about where they would drop? Like, is 18 episodes like a
ooh, that's a really good question. Most podcasts don't make it past 7 episodes.
7? What?
Yeah,
You did all that work to just do 7 episodes? Like, I
yeah,
don't know. That seems
and it's
crazy.
probably because most people have like a good idea for 3 to 5 episodes,
Yeah.
and then like they don't get because like if you look at this, average downloads per episode is 35.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so like they're probably seeing like 30, and they probably fluff this up a little bit.
Yeah.
So they're seeing like, none of this is worth it for 35 episodes.
Yeah.
And 18 episodes if they're doing, were they doing weekly? Were they doing fortnightly? Updated daily?
Daily, what?
What?
Did they just dump them all at once, maybe?
Maybe.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, maybe this was like a short run thing.
Or like a what's it called? Like an evergreen kind of thing? Like
Yeah.
they all are?
Yep. The artwork has changed here.
Mm-hmm.
Updated daily. But no, but this is,
Yeah, that's
so they were doing like every 2 weeks.
hmm.
I think it's super interesting. The artwork has changed. So, in any case,
This started in 2020. It says 2020 to 2022 at the
yeah,
bottom there. Here in the actual
maybe this
thing.
was like a labor of pandemic love. And
Maybe. Oh,
oh,
they
look,
jumped.
that's so interesting. The trailer dropped in
Yeah.
2020.
That's bizarre.
Yeah. Oh, the artwork didn't change. It just had episode specific
Oh,
artwork.
those guessed. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
It's Canadian Metal Focus Podcast.
So what
Guilty.
like average downloads per episode? Like what are some good numbers there, or what do you look for, I guess?
I am indiscriminate. Um,
Okay.
mine, I can be open with you here. For, and this is part of the reason I'm doing the podcast swap. Or I want to do this podcast swap stuff is whoops, wrong username. For this show I'm getting around, well, this one just came out today, but like between 60 and 100 downloads.
Okay.
Which is still probably better than a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I know I whispered that. This is being recorded. Whoa. Oh, I see. So like, I mean, this episode, like today's episode, is seeing more downloads on average.
Mm-hmm.
I
And that's
mean,
just 30 days.
yeah. So last 90 days, I've seen like okay growth.
Mm-hmm.
Right, there was like a little lull, obviously, because there always is, but like up.
And this one isn't on YouTube, right? This is just here.
This is on a YouTube channel that doesn't have a lot of subscribers right now.
Okay.
But yeah, this is on the Podcast Lift Off YouTube channel. But like no one's watching it over there. What's that?
Because why did you do a different YouTube channel for that? I realize we're getting off topic here.
Yeah, that's okay. You are here. You showed up.
You have like your own like Joe like YouTube with like a bunch of different things on there. Like why didn't you make it like a subset of that? Like what was the strategy there?
Yeah, so something that I heard from a number of YouTube experts, right, is that your YouTube channel should focus on one topic, should have like one audience in mind.
Okay.
And so the Joe Casaboni YouTube channel was traditionally like WordPress tutorials, and so I wanted to move all the podcast stuff over to its own channel. Now the Joe Casabona channel is being called the Automated Solopreneur, and it's going to focus on automation over there. But either way, like if I want if I want a channel to grow in the podcasting niche, then it should only talk about podcasting.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. So you could add those numbers then, like if you were telling somebody like this podcast gets 100 downloads, you could go over and then just grab the YouTube numbers
Yeah.
too
Yeah,
and say,
100%. Yeah,
okay,
absolutely. I should probably like add the podcast to this podcast to Chartable, but like it's
what's
fine.
that?
It's like still growing. That's a podcast stats website. So if we
Ooh.
uh, go away bar. Um how do I there we go. Okay, so if I want to go here. So this is for how I built it.
Wow.
Which you could see this is the week it came back. I don't know what happened here. I'm like have no earthly idea.
Wow.
This is more accurate. Like
Yeah.
this subset because if we go like monthly for the last 12 months, um
Wow.
you could see like I started to do some podcast swap stuff here,
Mm-hmm.
especially here, and like you could see how it grew.
Mm-hmm.
And then I usually take December off, which is what
Okay.
this is accounting for.
Mm-hmm.
So this is still like higher than or it's like on track with, October.
So
Um
that
yeah.
original graph you had, it was kind of like lower and then all higher, like minus the spike. Like what I don't know which one they what was like all yeah, so like the up through January like it was like this and then it was like this. Like what changed?
Yeah, so for these weeks, right? This is I had taken off for this time. I usually
Oh,
take the
okay.
entire month
Oh,
of
oh, that's
December
all
off.
December. Okay, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then this was I think the first day I was back.
Okay.
And so what I'm guessing happened is during this time I got some new subscribers, but there were no new episodes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That makes
And
sense.
so when like a new episode got pushed through, I suspect like a bunch of episodes probably got pushed through is my guess. But
Okay.
I don't really know cuz like podcast stats are still like a black box.
Yes.
So,
Okay. Cool.
all right, so far I have like one good one.
What
For
about that last one, that invest in yourself one?
where's that?
The last one in the first row
Oh,
there.
yeah, this was being
Or you might
that was
be
being
right on.
covered by like the um for pod. Yeah, so this one looks good. Average downloads per episode 10. I don't know when this got added, but we'll see if
Mm-hmm.
it's the podcast mogul. Maybe that's a typo. So let's see shows. Wow, this is very confusing.
Oh, what is that? Like, yeah, how do you get to the
March 8th, March 6th. So this is still
okay.
yeah, so like definitely gonna add this one for sure. This is also giving me some ideas for other terms to look for. So like digital entrepreneur,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or like creator is another one that's probably good to look for.
Mm-hmm.
So invest in yourself. Do.
Are you going to that Creator Economy Expo?
Yes, are you?
No, I am not. I just found out about it and I can't. I did apply for Jay's thing. I'm on the wait list.
Nice.
And then I kind of digging in and I saw that. But I have a couple things to keep in mind for next year. Like I'd like to do the ConvertKit thing next year.
Yeah.
And then there was a podcasting conference, I think early in the year I could think about doing too, like now that I'm kind of, you know, into it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like Pod Expo or something like that
Yeah.
in Orlando in like January. Podcast Movement Evolutions is happening this week.
Oh.
I'm going to Podcast Movement proper in August. Pod Chat. If you love podcasting, yeah, there we go. Good.
What was the one that you said was in January? I forget.
I think it's called Pod Expo. Okay, so this released in like the last month. Oh, and they promoted Trailer Park. Fantastic. So okay, so this little nugget right here. I
Yeah, I've heard
also
about that. What is that?
Oh, it's super cool. It's by Ariel Nissenblatt and another fellow whose name escapes me. But they basically break down podcast trailers and tell you what they like and don't like about them.
Interesting.
Which is pretty cool. Oh, they got Sam Sethi. All right. So I'll probably use this nugget right here, right? Hey, I saw that you promoted the the Trailer Park podcast. Like me too, super cool. I was wondering if you'd be up for whatever, right? Like that little piece of information.
So looking
Um,
for some kind of connection, like
yeah, exactly. So like this is, I mean, like so this is like work intensive, right? I should maybe, but I can't really have my VA do this, right? Because there's a lot of
mm-hmm,
discretionary stuff, and like that's not the type of work that my VA does.
mm-hmm.
Um, so like this is definitely work I still need to do. If I had a different VA or like a proper like assistant or like a virtual office manager, then maybe like I could do then maybe I could have them do this sort of stuff, but like this is stuff that I feel like I have to do.
I mean,
Um
could you go through and like put the names in, like put the podcast names and be like, okay, this one, this one, this one, this
yeah,
one.
like
You
these
could
like
go through
look
this.
for these yeah, I could totally do
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
that way there's something.
Yeah. Um oh, this is a
No, wait, what?
true crime D&D. Just clicking
D&D?
along.
Yeah.
Podcasting University. So like this sounds really good.
Yeah.
Um so the difference between a successful podcast and a failed podcast is about starting right. If this is not
Is
happening
it?
anymore, um, then that's like suspicious. All right, so let's look at it on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, that's funny.
March 7th. All right, still going. Cool. Yes,
So how do you
I
know what episode number that is? Like everywhere I've heard, like don't use episode number, don't use episode number, and now I never see episode number, and I have no idea what number I'm on. Luckily, Buzzsprout's like your last episode was 10, something like
yeah,
that.
yeah, Buzzsprout does that. That's really nice. And like there is like in Apple Podcasts there's like meta information that you can add. So like this is episode 95, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Okay. And do you use Apple Podcasts like when you're listening to podcasts?
No, I use Overcast.
Overcast is the best. I love it.
Overcast is the best. Yes.
Yeah. I like the I can see that I've been doing the chapters or the, summary
Yeah.
markers or whatever just for kicks, and you can see them in there too. I like it.
Yeah. I always think about adding chapters and then I think like for how I built it, it doesn't feel like a good fit.
Yeah.
Sometimes I add them, right? Like me and James Laws like went off the rails a bunch of times. So like I did include them. But like and then for the profitable podcaster, it's like so short that like chapters almost feel like irrelevant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's like hyper focused too. So this is everything.
How do you like some of these seem like competitors to you?
Yeah,
How do you think about
probably a
that
little
kind of
bit,
stuff?
right? But like the I mean, not really. And I'm not gonna feel that way, right? Because like everyone does something different, and ultimately, like my audience will trust me more.
Mm-hmm.
But like yeah, like this is maybe but this guy's talking about like starting podcasting, for example, right? And my pitch. This is the other thing, right? I'm really gonna start positioning myself for like coaches and
Mm-hmm.
course creators.
Okay.
And so like my pitch is probably going to include that. So like let's actually search for coach or coaches.
Ooh.
This is like athlete is probably the thing that's going to show up a lot.
So, like the career studio down there on the bottom.
Oh yeah, look at that.
That's something maybe.
These are I wonder if yeah, she must have submitted at different times. So let's see. Career studio. March 7th. Perfect. I'm getting so I did podcast audits for a couple of people. I don't know if I have like a new like introductory product called the podcast audit.
Okay, no.
And one of the things that I do is find 5 podcasts for you to swap with, right? It's actually called the podcast growth audit. And so one of the things I'll do is find like 5 podcasts for you to swap with. And like for the couple that I did, like this database was like I was getting no hits for the type of stuff that I was looking for. And I'm wondering if that's just like inherently like this is a podcast swap database, and so people who
It's
are
not
like
just like a list of all the podcasts.
yeah, like people who are into podcasts are probably going to keep going. Profitable content, coaches
Do
and
you have
healers.
that new product up on one of your websites somewhere?
Yeah, podcastliftoff.com/audit. What was it? Oh yeah, this one. Healers, marketing expert. Okay, so let's see.
Are you targeting people who have been at it for a while, like who have like a certain number of episodes? Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, that's a really good question. Whoa, that's a lot.
There we go.
Yeah, it's people who have at least 10 episodes in my head.
Okay.
Either recorded or released. Yeah, okay. So she's like still going. Reach out to her.
I feel like I don't know. I know people go faster than I have gone, but I feel like I don't want any feedback right now because it has taken me so long to get to this point that I just want to do it for a little bit. Like I don't
Yeah,
want to have like
absolutely.
a bunch of things to go in and change and be like, oh, like and feel like maybe I've been doing it wrong. I mean, I'm sure there's way opportunity for improvement, but like I just kind of want to like settle in, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. And like when I created this, I did create like a separate segment of people. But like I knew like you were still getting started, so like I didn't include you in that segment. A little behind the scenes stuff. Because yeah, like some people, right? And now one of the guys I did get, he like just launched and he's like, but like he hadn't gone through my course or anything, and this was like his second go at a podcast. And so he's like, yeah, just like tell me everything I'm doing wrong. And I'm like, yeah, okay. But like I definitely don't want to get people who like just launched and then like you said, make them feel immediately like they're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
And so like I don't think my feedback is like that really, but also like a number of things that I'll cover in that audit is stuff I do cover in podcast liftoff. So like don't use episode numbers, right? Like title them properly. Like that's some stuff that you probably already know. Podcast swaps is another thing I cover. So like and then like the other thing actually, like you see, you wouldn't even be a good fit for this because you asked me all these questions already when I came on your show. So like yeah, that's like oh yes, this is a good one. The book I had to write, but authors is another potential niche for me.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
No, bummer.
Oh yeah, no, that's a bummer.
Season 1 trailer, yeah.
Wait, what's the season 1 trailer? That's a bummer.
Yeah. So maybe they're
10 episodes.
Yeah. 10 episodes and 6 ratings, like that's pretty good. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have less than 100 because I never ask for ratings.
So I saw your post on LinkedIn. Well, that's the thing. Yeah. So I saw your post on LinkedIn. I don't know. I don't think they show them chronologically, so I don't know when you posted it, but I just saw it today about the call to action.
Oh, yes, that was from today. Yeah.
Okay. I don't have any calls to action to rate the podcast because my primary one is get on the email list.
Yeah.
And I do have like a secondary one too. And I don't want to be like, yeah, do these 15 things. So how do you get ratings and reviews? Like if you to not have too many.
Yeah, good question, right? I might, if your primary call to action is like get on your mailing list, I would definitely say that and repeat that the most. I might mention at the end, like, hey, if you like this, rate it in Apple Podcasts. But if I were, I guess that's the thing you think about, right? If the main action I want people to take as I'm starting out, maybe, right, is to go and rate and review the podcast. Then that's going to be my call to action. Um, and like, it just like isn't really for me because like, yes, it's social proof, but it doesn't help with discovery. Like some people will tell you like, oh yeah, the better ratings and reviews you get, like the more Apple podcast shows it to people. And that's just like not true. There's like evidence and Apple has said that's not true. It provides social proof. So I might say, you know, if I really wanted to at this point, I'd still want to get people on my list. And then I might include when I promote the latest episode to my list, say like, hey, if you don't mind, can you like click this link and give it a rating and review?
Okay. I get it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's a tough game, right? Like I think Matt Medeiros, like when he was on the precipice of 500, he made that like his main call to action. Or maybe it was the precipice of 100, but like he made it his main call to action. Entrepreneurs Publishing Academy. I got to be careful. I'm pretty sure I already did a podcast swap with her.
Oh yeah, I guess that, you know, once you've been doing this for a while, then.
Yeah, which like I could always say like, hey, want to do another one?
True. What's a time frame that you would do another one? Like a year? Like
yeah, maybe like a year, maybe 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah, totally. This was a very successful one for me as well. And you know what? I think I actually pitched. Let's see. I'm like just showing you the emails I sent her. That's like probably not the best. Yeah, so I did pitch Make Money Podcasting and she didn't think it was a good fit. So, but you know, maybe 8 months or so, maybe she's changed her mind on that. So I'll add her. Should probably make like a notes section. I should definitely make a notes section, right? Because I want to remember the other thing too, right? Notes. And it was, shoot. Pod chat is the one. Right? Yes. Trailer Park Show promo. And then already did swap with. Anna Davis. And I'll just leave it at that since I already have her contact information. And also it's Anna David. All right. So we are coming up on time here. So I spent a lot of time in this database. Let me show you a couple more really quick. One is Pod Chaser. And we can do more of this next week. So Renee, if you're tuning in, right, this will be like weekly. I guess I should make this recurring. Where like I think next week would probably just be like a co-working sort of session where like I'll like chat and then we'll go off and do our thing. Now that I'm showing you kind of how I do it. And then like it's going to be mostly like an accountability thing, right? So next week, hopefully I'll tell you I reached out to all of these podcasts and 2 of them said yes or whatever. But I do want to show you a couple more. So, and I did like in the webinar, I did this, but what I would do here is look at my podcast and see if, I guess the other thing, hey, look at that. 3 ratings, but 5 out of 5. Okay. So I would look at this section and see like what, Apple Podcasts is recommending. I'm actually going on Ask Pat 2.0, so like that works.
You were on there before, weren't you?
Yeah, so I'm doing like a Where Are They Now episode.
Yeah, that's exciting. I love his stuff.
Yeah, it's really good. So I was excited. This one, like maybe, like this one's probably huge. Sean Cannell from Think Media. Yeah, so like probably a no-go on that. Um,
Because
because it's
why?
too big.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I could still like reach out and ask Think Media best podcast for growing and scaling your business to online video. So like not necessarily the best fit for me,
Okay, yeah.
but this is what I would do. Or like, there's Sounds Profitable. Um so I might look at their podcast cuz they're a podcast for podcasters
Okay.
and then see what's getting recommended. So Pod News with Sam Sethi, news media show Hard Fork, Decoder.
Okay.
So like I would take a closer look at each of these. Um,
Do you ever find that like when you find one and you go to like their website or whatever, that they have like a form on the website that's like, hey, do you want to be a guest? And you just fill that out?
yeah,
Or do you think just emailing them is better?
yeah. If they have a form, I'll fill that out.
Okay, cool.
Because like they're kind of making that like their
Mm-hmm.
preferred method of
Do it
contact.
this one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, so I'll do the same thing here. Search for profitable podcaster. Profit. If I could type, which I really can't. Is my keyboard like off kilter? Okay. Has that ever happened to you? Like your keyboard like moved slightly, and like,
Yes.
and I just like I can't type when I do that.
Right.
And then similar.
So you said you put the webinar in because I didn't get the webinar. I didn't do the webinar. I don't know if I missed it.
Oh yeah, so that it's in the playbook. Um, which I think that email probably went out at the end of January, and then like February was just like a terrible month. Um,
Yeah, I
the-
saw.
so podcast swaps cohort, grow your show with podcast swaps. So yeah, the replays here. Oh, I didn't
Did you
include.
lock it down already? Because when I click on those, it says it seems we can't find what you're looking for.
Oh, yeah, I must have, but I shouldn't because this one's open to everybody. So I'll fix that right after this call.
Then I can go back. I'll get caught up in that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, so like this one and the mini podcast cohort, like you should have access to because that was open to everybody. So yeah, like looking through these conversations about nothing, like maybe that's okay. This one is a little bit like these are a little bit tougher because you definitely need to use your discretion a little bit more.
Like today in podcasting, maybe.
What's that? Today in podcasting, yeah. So I would click through here. It looks like recent episodes.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So like they haven't been Wow.
Okay.
Very like well maybe they're due.
I'm going podcasting.
And then so I guess let's actually run through an example of this one really quick. So that you can see like what I would do here. So actually, you know what? There's a good example. I'm in Overcast. I listened to a podcast about podcasting called Clipped. Yeah. So this guy who kind of looks like Andrew McMahon from Jack's Mannequin and Something Corporate. Okay, so he actually has a contact form, right? So great. So I would fill this out. He's made it very easy. Let's say he didn't make it easy, but it's Clipped with Eric Montgomery. What I would do is go over to the old LinkedIn site
Okay.
and look for their contact information there. So type in Eric Montgomery.
And you have the pro version of LinkedIn, right?
I do.
So
Founder of the podcast. What's that?
Does that help with this? Like, are you going to contact them directly through LinkedIn?
No, they don't always make their contact information. Oh yeah. So I would. So if so first I'll give him a little follow. And this is a little bit relationship building at this point, but I'd probably like message him and be like, hey Eric, I came across your podcast Clipped. I think it's great. I have a similar like send like the pitch via LinkedIn messaging.
Okay.
Um,
And then just note in your tracker that like that's where you sent the message
yeah, that's
so
exactly
that they're
right.
not
So
like
like
emails
reached
back and
out.
forth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And how many episodes of theirs do you listen to before you like reach out to them?
Yeah, I'll usually scroll. So like I mean, Clipped I actually listen to pretty regularly. Um, but for like the ones I'm reaching out to, I might like scrub through one or like listen to it on 2x speed
Okay.
just to make sure that they're not like total douchebags or whatever.
Hmm. Right. Yeah.
um, but yeah, so like I'll usually do like one, right? Because if I'm recommending a podcast swap, again, that's like more like mutually beneficial.
Hmm.
If I'm pitching to be a guest, yeah, like I will listen to, again, I'll listen to an episode on like 2x speed probably, just to get a feel for like what they talk about and make my pitch a little bit better.
Okay. Cool.
So, if at all, I mean, straight up, sometimes I won't listen to an episode. I'll just be like, well, let's see what happens. I'll just like really make it about their audience, and if it lands, it lands.
Yeah. Yeah, that
But
makes sense.
yeah, but if I'm like really in the dark or like if I really want to get on the show, then I will listen to an episode and be like, hey, I saw like, oh, I loved when you talked about this thing in this
Yeah.
episode. Yeah.
Hmm.